Hello, this is LewPhan, and for this video I'm going to showing you how to make the AC3 switchblade. It's not going to be detached because that one was really hard to make. This tutorial will probably be within 2 parts. So you're going to need some scissors, you're going to need some sellotape, 2 elastic bands, 2 lots of fishing wire, like 34 centimeters long, you should always cut it, and some paper, preferably thick. You'll also need one of them like split pins, you'll see in a minute. So first of all you're going to want to fold the piece of paper over. And then fold it over again. Next you want to draw in the outlines of your blade, or you can always make a template like I did. So for the flat bit of the blade, that's going to be quite flat and straight. You might be best doing that along the joined bits of the paper because it'll be more stronger and a lot more easier to fold, as I'm doing here. And then you gonna want to cut it out. Cut it out like a little more bigger than it, and then you can like trim it down. On the finished thing, I've rounded off the corners, the bottom 2 bit for the handle, so that it goes in a bit more better and it doesn't jam. Because the other one did jam a little. This is kind of like the same as my other one, but this one turns the top. It is like twice as long to make because it's quite hard on the thing at the top. It's not hard, but it's complicated, and it's quite easy to make like a small mistake. So then you want to tape it up. I'll put a link in the bottom for the other tutorial. It's like the same as this, but instead of swiveling it just goes straight up. So it should look like that once it's done. Make sure it's really smooth going round, so like no sharp bits get caught on the way back down. So that way it can go in and out freely. Now you want to get say something sharp, so you can make holes in it for the elastic bands to tie through, and for the split pin to go through. I'm using I don't know what it's called, but like a sharp pointy thing I found in the kitchen. So you're going to make your first one at the top of the handle bit of the blade, and this is going to be the points where it'll swivel. So yeah. You don't want to make it too big, and you don't want to make it too small. It's about just big enough for the pin to fit through, but not like a little bit smaller even, so it bends through, so it doesn't turn on the pin. So the rectangle will be the one that turns. So now I'm going to make 2 more holes, both next to each other at the bottom, and this is going to be for the second piece of fishing wire and the second elastic band to go through. So when you pull the second piece of fishing wire, then it'll swivel, and the elastic band will then pull it back into where it so it goes straight and go back in again. So you want to get another piece of paper, and now we're going to make in the rectangle bit I was talking about earlier, and this is going to be for the blade to sit on when it goes in and out. So you fold it over again, just like the other one, to make it nice and thick and strong, and fold it over again but not strongly, and this will then give you a guideline so you can cut a more straighter edge. And it'll roughly be about that size, probably a bit more smaller. I made mine a bit more smaller than that. But if it goes any more thicker than that, then it'll look quite silly on your wrist. You want to make sure as well this is nice and smooth with no little bumps on it, because they'll also get caught on the way back down or on the way up. And then you want to tape that up too, but make sure that they're all not super taped up. So you need to be able to poke the holes through, and if they're too taped up, then it might be quite hard. If you do put anything else, any other pieces of tape on, like I am just now, make it a bit more stronger. Make sure not to go over the holes. Then trim bits off. It should be roughly about 15 centimeters or 16 centimeters long, and that's 6 inches. Now you're going to want to position the blade above the rectangle, and and so then you can so then you know where to put the other hole through. So just put it in like that, and it won't go all the way through, but it'll just mark so you know where to put it through. I've put mine a little bit towards the right, so that it turns back a bit more faster than my other one, because my other one didn't turn back very fast and it often jammed. This will then mean that when it does go straight, it'll be more towards the right hand side, which means that it won't get caught on the left hand side. It should be able to turn like that. This is for the left hand one, and if you want to do it on the right hand one, then you have the blade the reverse flip, and then you'll just do everything opposite of what I say. This is for the left hand one, like Connor's got. So then you want to put the split pin. This is the split pin I'm on about. So you want to put the split pin through the first one, and then the second hole you want to make a bit more bigger. I've got a pencil, and then I pull it through, but not all the way through, because you want to make it ridiculously big, but just big enough so that the pin can turn freely. This is the size in between the holes. This will make the blade itself a lot more stronger, so you don't hit the blade, and the blade will automatically the blade will flip. the blade will stay like more stronger. And then you just like pull it down. It won't be on that hand. It'll be on the other hand. But I couldn't really put it on that hand. Now you want to do 2 more holes at the bottom. Not like really close to the bottom, but about a centimetre up and about centimetre, half centimetre in. You'll see when I bring it to a close up. Therefore it won't break when you pull it back, but it needs to be quite close to the back, as this is going to have the elastic band in. That's going to like retract it like that. You need to make these quite thick. About as thick, that metal thing was about as thick, that's like as unthick as it can get, because you want to make sure that the elastic band can fit through. I used quite a thin elastic band for this, so to make it more easier, and I used a thick elastic band for the top bit, make it a bit more stronger so it pulls back, like flips back more faster. Then you do a third one, like above it, like a triangle, an equilateral triangle, so it's not too close, and then another one a little bit above that, so that will then be where the fishing wire is, so you can retract it, like pull it out, and then the elastic band will then put it back in again. For the 7th and final hole, you're going to want to make it near to the blade. Well, there'll be 2 more, and the next 2, yeah, next 2 will be at the bottom of the blade. You'll see what I mean, just there. Therefore they can then tie together, and this is where the elastic band goes. So that's a demonstration. So the elastic band will be tied between the 2 on the blade, and then the other like bit will then be tied between the other 2. Make sure to flex it first, so that it's like nice and elasticated. Otherwise you might put it in, and then when you do pull it back, it'll then be too elasticated and it might not go all the way back. And you're going to make it as tight as possible, but not too tight, otherwise it'll then get stuck like on the other side. You're going to want to push it through the top first, and then back through the bottom, and then tie it so that the knot is at the top, and it's same for the other one. Because if the knot is not at the top, then it'll be like jammed. It'll be really hard to like pull back, because they'll have a lot of friction, and the knot will then also get stuck when it goes back. So be sure to do them on top. It is really fiddly. So I just want to go through like that, so then it'll be tied at the top. And you can just like fold it over once and fold it over again to make it nice and tight. Make sure it's like permanent, so you'll never need to undo it. You can just snap it and then like put another one in. I'll be uploading part 2 tomorrow, because I did this when it was almost night, and as a few of you already know from my other video, I've not got very adequate lighting, and the camera's a bit rubbish at picking up light, so it'll be in almost like near darkness. So that's why I did this one, and then I'll do the other one. Right. So yeah, we want to make it like a little bit, so quite tight, as I showed there. I was just making it a little bit more bigger there, because it wasn't going all the way through. So you put it like that, and then as you can see, you'll tie it there by pushing it under, so that it does get tied on the top. So you pull it under like that, and then you can then just tie it. Just thread it underneath. It is really fiddly, but it does work, as you can see from my other videos. So you want to get like another piece of paper, make sure it's nice and thick, and then roll it over. Quite a lot of times these seem to be really thick and strong, but not too thick and too strong. It can't be more thicker than the height of the top bit of that pin on the blades that makes it turn. And this is going to go on the blade, so that the blade doesn't turn when you pull it. Because on the last one, as I pulled it, it like bent forward, and then it broke. So you don't want it too long, get as long as you want really. Yeah, that's what I did on the other one. I did it on the top, but on this one I'm going to do it underneath the pin, because then it can like stretch over a longer area to make it like as strong as possible. In part 2 we'll also doing the same for the rectangle. So yeah, as I showed you there, it's got to go from like just before the two holes where the elastic bands, top bit of the elastic bands tied. It needs to start from about there and then go to about roughly the same distance, like possibly longer, along it. And make sure that it definitely does go along the bits that's next to the pin, because that's the bit that bends. If you can't understand me, I think I'm all just talking gibberish. Just look at the pictures. Yeah, cut off the loose bits of the elastic bands, otherwise they'll definitely get caught. Also, I'm trimming off the corners of the handle. It wouldn't look as good, but it means that it won't get trapped. On my other one, it doesn't have them cut. It does look good, but it always gets trapped. Apart from the one where I've just filmed in my little sister's bedroom, that like shows what the result will be. So you're gonna like tie an elastic band between the bottom two, like the horizontal one, not the top two. You need to leave them out of it, because they're gonna have the fishing wire attached. So you do that, but this time make sure that the knot is on the other side, the knot is on the back. This is because the knot won't get trapped on the way back down, because it's not going to like go above. and there's screen's gone then. And then there's going to be like a tube at the back to make it more smoother, like in the other one, and then that'll be a lot more higher than the knot. So you're gonna make it really, really strong. As soon as this comes undone, then you'll have to like destroy your casing, which will be on part 2. So that's you can change the elastic band. And then you want to get your fishing wire. The fishing wire, yeah, the fishing wire is used to pull it out. Has to be on like attached like a paper string, a paper ring on your finger. So this one's gonna go on the 2 above the horizontal one, and you're gonna make sure that the knot is also on the back with the second. Yeah, the second. Oh, the first. I don't even know what I said. Elastic band that is at the bottom of it. The bottom of the triangle. Rectangle. This is because the top of the pin will be facing away from your arm, and the split bit of the pin will be facing towards your arm. So you're going to make sure that these knots are towards your arm, as then it won't get pulled out, and it'll be really easy to pull out. It won't get pulled out, but it'll be easy to pull up. Make sure that's like tied on really good. And as I said, it doesn't matter about its length, because you can always cut it. And then you want to tie the second piece in the same 2 holes as that's on the bottom of the blade. So it won't be weak because it'll have a lot of holes in it. It needs to be strong. So you use them same 2 holes. It's big enough, but I'm not going to do this on the bottom one because I don't want the bottom one breaking or anything, because you can easily change the blade. You can just like snap the elastic band, take out the pin, and then just change it. Make sure that's tied on good, and that'll be the one where you pull it so the blade turns. So thank you for watching, and you can subscribe to see more videos like this.